You ever get a letter so weird it makes your whole body tense up before you even open it? That's what started all this. Just a plain white envelope in my P.O. box at the gas station. No return address, my name typed like junk mail, and a company I'd never heard of. Ridgeline Storage Solutions. I figured it was a mistake until I opened it and read words like lease agreement access protocol and unit upgrades. Only problem, I don't lease storage. I own it. The place in question. 3 acres and my dad left me house garage and our old metal-sided workshop we called the barn. It was my dad's soul in steel and oil. So when this letter listed my address but never mentioned my name, I knew something was wrong. I drove straight there, screw the errands I had lined up. And when I got there, man, the house looked fine. Garage, too. But the barn new keypad lock drilled into the door a blinking camera above it, like it was guarding Fort Knox. I peeked in the window, my dad's benches gone. Replaced by plastic bins and metal shelves. It looked like a damn storage facility. I was still processing when this young couple rolled up, waved like I was staff, and said they were grabbing their bikes, in my barn. I told them straight, this is private property. They blinked, said something about Unit 6B and an HOA lease. HOA, my land wasn't part of any HOA. That's when my stomach turned. Something stank here, and it wasn't old motor oil. Next morning, I headed into Ridgeway Meadows, the closest HOA neighborhood. You know the kind, mailboxes all match lawns, cut like military buzz cuts. Everything smells like overreach. I walked into the HOA admin center and asked for the president, Janet Maddox. Receptionist didn't even blink. Just asked, "What's this about?" I told her my building's being leased without my consent. They let me in. Janet's office looked like a home decor. Instagram page, plants, quotes, fake smiles. She didn't offer me a seat. Just smiled, like she'd rehearsed it. Said the barn had been assessed as abandoned, and the HOA had repurposed it for the good of the community under some crap like Municipal Integration Plan Section 3D. She actually slid a laminated map across her desk, showed my property boxed in with a green highlight labeled Community Resource Hub. I told her flat out, you can't just claim someone else's land. She smiled tighter. Well, you never contested it. Legally, silence implies consent. I almost laughed. Lady, if you think that's how this ends, you're in for one hell of a wake-up. Then she mentioned someone had given them the key. Don Everett, my dad's old fishing buddy. The guy who used to let me sit in the back of his truck and eat jerky while the grown-ups drank beer. That stung more than I expected. I drove straight to Don's place. He was sipping coffee in his garage like nothing happened. Heard you were up at the barn, he said. I didn't even nod. You want to tell me why your name's on this? He winced. Said Janet told him I'd abandoned it, that I was too busy these days. Said they just needed a spare key to clean it up and maybe store some community stuff. I asked him point blank if they paid him. He hesitated, then said yeah, 10% of whatever Ridgeline brought in. I didn't yell, didn't threaten, just looked at him and said, you gave them the key to my father's building and didn't even call me. Back at the barn, I replaced the lock, installed cameras, posted bright red private property signs, dragged back my dad's old bench tools, even my army duffel, anything that said loud and clear, this place is not abandoned. But 2 days later, the lock was gone. Barn jimmied open. Tools, files gone. They left a note taped to the wall. Notice of unauthorized occupation. Said the HOA removed the inventory for assessment. I was ready to explode. I tracked their moving truck to the HOA loading dock. Stormed in. That truck. That building. That's mine. You just committed burglary. Guy behind the desk stammered. Said it was an authorized transfer. I filmed everything. He begged me not to call the cops. I did anyway. Police showed up, shrugged. Said it was civil. That night, someone spray-painted thief across the barn. Next morning, my truck was keyed both sides. Then came the flyers. My name, my address at warning people I was a community asset thief. I started getting calls. Some screamed. Others just breathed. Real classy stuff. Then a city inspector showed up, said he got complaints about unpermitted renovations. I let him in, showed him everything. He found nothing wrong but said zoning might follow up. I didn't wait. I called a lawyer. Her name was Clara. Sharp as a tack and zero tolerance for HOA nonsense. She filed the lawsuit within 48 hours. Unlawful possession, fraud, defamation. But just when I thought it couldn't get weirder, Clara got a voicemail robot voice, no caller ID. You're going against people with connections. She didn't flinch. Filed for a venue change. Got a new judge. When trial day came, Janet walked in like she was queen of suburbia. Clara, calm as ever, dropped 3 fat folders. Deed forged, docs, bank transfers. And then came Daniel. Daniel was a renter. Young guy, rented a unit in the barn. Took the stand and said, "They told me the owner was dead." The jury went dead quiet. Clara followed up with bank statements, monthly payments from Ridgeline to the HOA labeled Community Reinvestment. Guess who the only authorized signatory was? Janet. The twist. Don showed up, walked in looking older, paler, took the stand, and said he gave them the key because he thought I'd walked away. But when he found out they were making money, he felt sick. "I should have called you," he said. When I testified, I told the court about my dad, about how we built that barn, about what it felt like to see it gutted by strangers. I said. They looked at that place, saw a dusty door, and decided it didn't count. 3 days later, the jury came back. Full verdict in my favor. $170K in damages. Janet. 2 years. Fraud, forgery, trespassing. They cuffed her right there. No more pearls, no more fake smile. Now, the barn's alive again. Repainted, rebuilt. Got a bold sign. If you don't own it, don't touch it. Locals stop by just to see it. Some drop off coffee. One guy asked if I'd mind if he tattooed the sign on his arm. Every July I throw a barbecue out back. No rules, no HOA. Just good people and the smell of grilled ribs. And sometimes, when someone asks if I'd do it all again, I just smile and say, they thought I'd walk away, but I built something stronger. Now you tell me, was I right to fight? Should an HOA ever have the power to do what they did? Let me know down in the comments. And if you've ever gone toe-to-toe with a board like this, I want to hear your story.